Hi, I'm Danny and welcome to the next set of Weblinx tutorial videos. Now, in the last video I showed you how to install WordPress from scratch using FTP software like FileZilla, using Notepad++, and a lot of the questions that we've been asked is, once I've installed my blog, what do I do next? What settings do I use to make it search engine friendly, and how is best to go about it? So in this tutorial I'm going to be going through step by step the ways to set up a WordPress blog. Now, first off, if you just launch your browser, I'm using Firefox at the moment, and the weblinks that we were the URL that we were using was video.weblinx.ltd.uk, the one that I set up in the previous tutorial. Now, if you go to that, you will see that it is just a basic WordPress blog using the basic theme, and if you look down, nothing here is set up at all on it. Right, now to get into your admin section, behind the back of the URL, just add /wp-admin, and that will take you to your login page. Now we'll just log in with the settings that we recorded yesterday, and that should take you straight through to your dashboard. Now the way I find it easy to set it up is to start at the bottom and then work my way up through each setting, just to make sure I'm not going to miss anything. Now the first setting that we're going to go to is permalinks. Now the reason permalinks are so important is because when you create a page or a post, this is what gives you the definition of your trailing URL behind that sits on your domain. Now if you use a standard one, it doesn't leave very search engine friendly URLs. It'll sometimes incorporate numbers, signs and things like that. Well, we want a very distinctive structure on it. So the structure that we're going to use, and this is worth writing down, is category and post name. Now you do this by putting -% category slash post name slash, and that will give you a trailing URL for whatever blog post you make. It'll put in the category name first and then also follow it with the actual name of the blog rather than just random symbols. Right, and then we click on save changes and that section's done. Right, now this is a problem that most people will come across straight away. It's saying that you don't have a htaccess file, so nothing in there can be changed. Right, so a lot of people, right, oh, well, I'm in trouble now, what can I do? Right, to get out of this is actually quite simple. And if you remember the settings that when we set up the WordPress blog in the first place and using FileZilla, well, what we'll do, we need to actually create that htaccess file and upload it onto the server. So if you use an editor like Notepad or Notepad++, whichever, it doesn't matter, just open the file and save it as, we'll save it to desktop so we know where it's going, and we'll save it as htaccess. Now it's actually going to be a .htaccess file, but on the Windows computers it won't allow you to save a .htaccess, so what we're going to do is just call it htaccess, then we can rename it once it's up on the server. So our next step, we're going to save that, and then we're going to open up FileZilla. Now, with the details that you've got from your hosting company, we signed in with them on the last tutorial. You're going to put your IP address in there, your username, and your password. Once you've got all that in, connect to server. Remember where I went to public HTML, and then as you can see in there, these are all our WordPress files. Now I want to find on my desktop that htaccess file, which is sat there, and I want to upload it to it. So I'm going to click on it. Again, if you missed the previous tutorial, you find that by going to your desktop by clicking the top box on desktop, then looking down into the bottom section to find out where everything's going to be. You click on on the htaccess file, right click, and then we'll upload it onto the domain. Now when it's on the domain like this, it needs to be a .htaccess, not a htaccess. So what we need to do is we need to rename that, because we can do, when it's on the file, remove the text from the back of it, and now we have a .htaccess file. The only problem with this now is it needs to be writable, and to make it writable, we right click on it, set the file permissions 777. Now 777 is the language that says that we can use it, that WordPress can use it. Now you can change it back every time you use it for security's sake, but just for now we'll leave it as that. So now we've got the file writable, so we click on save changes on this again, and that's all worked, so it's fine. So that's now changed our custom structure. There will be more tutorials on how to post a blog and how to rename it and how best to optimize a page further down in the tutorials, but for now we're just going to concentrate on setting up the WordPress. Right, we can get rid of FileZilla now, and we're going to go into the privacy. Now the privacy section is where if you want your site to be seen by search engines. Now this can be a really handy feature, purely because if you don't want your site to be seen because you're working on it and updating it all the time, and you don't want to see it when it's not in its best state, you ask the search engines not to index this file. That means that Google, Bing and all the other search engines will come to your site and it'll come to a no index file and it won't record it. Now for this one we're going to allow it. So once we've allowed it, save changes. That means it's all happy to be seen by Google and everybody else. The next section we're going to go into is discussion. Right, now I always turn these off because of the amount of spam and people trying to hit your website. You don't want all the emails coming across everyone every time someone tries to post a comment, but you also want to make sure it's in moderation, so you need to make sure that this box here is ticked. An administrator must always approve the comment. Otherwise, with all the software that people use out there, you'll come back the day after and you'll suddenly have 20,000 posts put onto your website. Also, we need to untick that one and that one, because everyone, again, overnight you may find yourself that you've got hundreds and hundreds of emails from people that's trying to spam your website, so that's why you need to have this protection on it, and you don't want to be emailed every single time. Click down to save changes, and then we're all saved. The next one is the reading section. Now, in the further tutorials, when we're actually creating posts and pages, we'll decide whether we're having our blog as a website or we're having it as an actual blog. Now, if we wanted to select the home page, we create a page, and then we'll be able to select it from this screen here, the front page, and what we want our blog page to post on. We can also select the amount of posts that will go onto the blog and the amount of items that's shown in the RSS feed. Now this we will come back to cover later in further tutorials, because at the moment we don't have any pages set up. This is just for the basic settings. Now the writing section. The writing section, if you scroll down to the bottom, what you want to do when you've created a blog is ping it, and you want to notify the search engines that you've created a new page. You want to physically tell them. Now in this section on the update services, if you click onto that, it will take you to WordPress.org's ping sites. And these are the services that WordPress use. So all you need to do is copy those and paste them underneath where it says Pingomatic and save changes. Then what will happen, every time you make a post or a page or a change to your blog, unless you don't want it to, but we'll cover that later, that will ping all your pages and sites, so it'll just make it easier for the search engine to spider your site. Right, the next setting we're going to go up to is General. Now this is where you can title your site, and you can see there that I've titled it Weblinx video. Now with the title you can name it whatever your site's about. If you're a dog walker, you can title your site about dog walking. If you sell football boots, you title it about football boots. Now the tagline isn't really important, so what I'm going to do is just delete that. The next thing to check is that both these two addresses are the same. Now because I'm using a subdomain, I don't want the www.feature in front of my video.weblinx. What I want to do is keep it exactly as it is, but if you wanted the www.version and it wasn't there already, just add it in and click save changes. Also make sure that your emails address is there and that this section is unticked, because you don't want anybody joining up to it unless you're actually doing that sort of site. We'll click on save changes. These other sections, tools, you won't need right at the moment. Users, unless you add in some of your friends or some of your work colleagues to it, we don't need to cover that right now. Plugins I'm going to cover in my next tutorial. All that is where you add all your best sections. You've got like your Ask a Mate and your Hello Dolly. Askime is a very important plugin, but again, what I'm going to do is cover that in the next tutorial. And what this will do, it will protect you from spam and spam comments. Appearance and widgets. Now, the editor is where you can edit the CSS and manipulate the actual look and feel of your site. But again, we're going to cover this one, and this one in further videos, and also how to customize menus. The widgets for now, this is what's shown on the right hand side of your page. If you can see on this section where it says hello world, recent comments, archives, this is what's known as a widget area. Now in this section, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the things that are all showing now. Now what I want to do, I don't want to be able to sign into the site from the front page, so I'll just remove that across. And the categories I want, and I don't want to have recent comments on, so I'll take that off there, and that's saved. Let's refresh that page and you'll see that those have gone. But again, we are going to cover widgets and how to get the most out of your widget in further tutorials. Comments you can leave for now. Pages. Now the pages you'll have in the moment is a sample page from WordPress. Now this is just a sample and it's not really any good to anyone. So the best way to do it is, especially if you left your site open to be cached by the search engines, is just trash it. And when it's in trash, click on trash and delete it permanently. Again, links, we are going to cover these in another section. So of the basic setup, you don't need to worry about those just now. Same with media. And if you go to the post section, again, you've got a test post that's been set up by WordPress, just so you've got something in there to test. So again, we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to trash that. Go into the trash, and then we're going to delete permanently. Categories is an area which I'm going to cover in my next video. That's going to cover the blog posts and how to set up the post. But that is the basic setups of a website. Just stay tuned for our further videos for more information on plugins, on how to post, on how to create pages, and just many more. We'll also give a quick review on the top 5 best plugins to work for with WordPress. Right, I'm Danny, and thanks for listening. Bye.